Hi everybody! So I have a very special video for you today. Jody at Spiegelmom Scraps asked me to design one of her new pigment splash kits in the shop, and I have my kit and I'm going to go ahead and play with it today and create a layout. So in addition to the kit, I'm going to be using the products here. I have some stencils and some dies, some pattern paper from my stash, and that's really about it. I also have some nice thick mixed media paper, and I'm going to show you the elements in the kit. So we have this Shimmerings spray in concrete. We have my very favorite Shimmers paints in pink caviar. Look how gorgeous. And then we also have one in coffee. And then there is a coordinating sequin mix that I'm going to show you. So pretty. And then there's also acrylic snowflakes in this kit. I got my kit early and it didn't include the acrylic snowflakes, but they're on their way to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the sequins back into their little container and we can get to work. I'm going to be creating a mixed media background. Well, yes, mixed media background for this layout, and I'm going to work with just the colors that are in the kit and some supplies from my stash, just a little bit. The name of my kit is Winter Woodland, so you can go ahead and find it in the shop, and I will put my affiliate link down below so that you can easily order it if you like. I also have some paintbrushes and the little foam things for my ink blending tool. I have this beautiful Catherine Polar snowflake stencil and these snowflake dies from Echo Park, and then I have my very favorite alphabet die set. So I have here a couple of papers. I'm going to end up not using that minty one. I'm going to use this blue ombre one instead from Echo Park. I felt like it matched a little bit better with my kit and with the photos. We are actually going to do pictures of a winter woodland today. How about that? And we're going to get started here. We're going to start by masking off a section of this thick paper. Make sure you take that washi tape and kind of unsticky it a little bit from your on your clothes or on some kind of surface. We don't want it to be too sticky. I'm taking this wide flat brush. I stirred the paint really, really well. You want to really stir this paint up. The more you stir it, the better it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pink caviar and the coffee Shimmers paints, and I'm going to create a border around the outside of my page. So this paint is acrylic, so it will mix with each other. Now we're mixing pink and brown, so it's not going to be like anything. They blend well. The two colors blend well. You'll see that as I continue to paint around the edge here, that they do really blend well, and when they dry, you end up with a border that has this kind of cool look to it, where it's going to go from the pink to the brown to the pink to the brown all the way around the outside edge of the paper. If you find that, you're looking at this and it needs more pink or it needs more brown, just go ahead, dip your paint brush and add a little bit. I did have a baby wipe off to the side. And so I would either, so if I got some pink on the brown paintbrush or some brown on the pink paintbrush, I just wiped it off quick onto a baby wipe. Once I had one side done, I wiped the paint off of my glass mat. It came up really easily. And then I'm going to mask another side and keep going. For masking this, I trimmed my washi tape. I'm going to show you how to do this here because it does require a bit of, not finesse. This is easy. You guys can do this. I'm just giving my washi tape a straight edge, and now I'm putting it on my pants so that it will. Now I had it on my pants. Now I'm giving it a straight edge so that I can butt it up against the area that I painted. Just kind of eyeball it. A good thing to remember about mixed media is that if you put it on first, if you have squidgy bits, you can always cover it up and your layout will still look fabulous. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this as straight as I can, mask off another edge. and then paint it. And I'm going to paint all 4 edges exactly this way. Putting on the washi tape, painting the edge, pulling the washi tape off. This will dry really quickly, so once I had my 4th edge done, the 1st edge was dry. So that worked out really well. If you are interested and you want to see more mixed media layouts from me, a great place to grab those is in my YouTube membership. You'll find 2 mixed media classes on there that makes backgrounds, which is what this is. This is kind of what I do with mixed media. I make backgrounds, mostly because I like to be able to cover up the squidgy bits, right? Okay. A membership to get access to the mixed media classes is only $2.99 a month. So if that's something you're interested in, I'll leave the link for it down below. So I'm just going to continue to paint all 4 edges of this layout, just like this. Little pink, little brown, little pink, little brown. You can see here what I mean by squidgy bits. It's not all going to be perfect. Mixed media backgrounds, never ever perfect, and that's okay. So I'm just going to take the little brush and kind of freelance right there just to cover up that little squidgy bit, and it'll be totally fine at the end, you'll see. And there is the whole frame. So if you are new to mixed media, you could stop here. Let this dry, put it under a heavy book for a little bit, come back to it, and then just work with it like you would to create any kind of scrapbook layout you would like. I'm going to add a bit more. So here I have those pads. Now anything will work for this. A makeup brush would work great. I wouldn't use a stencil brush. I would use a foam something. So I'm using just the bottoms of the Tim Holtz blending brushes because I know I can just wash them with water and let them dry. So I'm dipping them, and plus I can fold them so that they actually will fit into these pots of paint. And I'm going to go ahead and stencil snowflakes in a diagonal pattern across this paper. Again, some of these snowflakes turned out perfectly. Some of them have a bit of squidginess in them. They are perfectly imperfect. I'm going to grab my heat tool, give them a quick drying. This will take all of a second, literally. If you have a big, like really powerful heat tool, maybe even don't do this, but I knew I could do it really, really quick. So now, again, keep your paint stirred. That is the best Shimmers paint tip I can ever give you. Always be stirring, because the mica powder will settle to the bottom, and then what you'll end up with is a jar of really goopy, muddy mica powder in the bottom of your pot. So stir, always stir, always stir. So I am just pouncing, right? So I'm dipping this in, pouncing the paint down. I found that if I pounced, you get less of the paint trying to seep in underneath the stencil, which makes the stenciling come out a lot crisper and cleaner. I cleaned the stencil in between changing colors of paint, and I hit each snowflake for like 10 seconds with my heat tool just so that it would kind of dry a little bit faster for me. Once the snowflakes were good and dry, I am just dipping a round brush into the concrete Shimmers spray and adding lots of fun splatter. So this concrete shimmer spray, it's pretty much silver, so it's not very opaque. It's a Shimmers spray, so it doesn't have a ton of color in it, but the color that's there is this beautiful silver. When it dries, it's this gorgeous shimmery silver color. It's very, very pretty. It might be a little hard to see on camera, but in person, it looks like there's little bits of shimmering snow all over this particular layout. So in case you're wondering about that concrete, it has kind of a, you know, it says concrete and you think, ooh, but it's actually this really beautiful silver color. So once I had that background dry, I set it aside under some heavy books, and now I'm going to curl up and do a ton of die cutting. So I'm going to cut snowflakes, and I'm going to cut letters, and I'm going to make them the stacked die cuts, where I use 3 or 4 of each die cut and then stack them all up and magically, because I'm not going to make you watch all that, here is all of the die cut embellishments ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and map my photos on this pretty pink checkered paper. This paper is from P13. I think it's from around the table collection. The other side, the A side, has all these little labels that you can cut apart, but I just used the gingham pattern, which is on the back side. Once my photos were matted, I went ahead and added some vintage photo distress oxide ink just around the edges for a little bit of that kind of brown color. And then I'm going to use, so everything is getting glued to mixed media backgrounds. You never, just don't even try to use tape runner. It's just going to fall off. Nuva adhesive works fabulously. That's what I use all the time. So I'm going to put these photos kind of a little bit staggered, but I want to still follow that nice diagonal line. And you can see fairly quickly that the mixed media background is of course going to be just that, a background. And you can pick and choose where you add your embellishments. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of put the papers down. I'm going to go through all of these. Oh no, I don't do the hold on. Let me think a minute. First thing I'm going to do is the title, because I know that I want to put the title and nestle it into the top and the bottom part of in those areas around my photos. So the title is Winter at the Lemon House. The Lemon House is a National Historic Site near my home, and we actually have to pass it every time we go to my rheumatologist. And this day in December, it had just snowed. We were actually like driving home in a snowstorm, and it was beautiful when we drove past. My husband's like, wait, we need to take some pictures, because my husband's kind of cool like that. So yeah, and I did tell you guys already, my kids are getting too old for me to do a ton of snowy pictures, so I'm all for the landscape pictures. It's totally fine with me. So the title of this layout is going to be Winter at the Lemon House. And yep, I'm gluing each and every one of these stacked die cuts up. I wish the word lemon had been die cut from a darker area of that blue paper. I know in the photos, it looks like it's kind of just blending right in and kind of hard to read. In real life, it has a lot of dimensions, so you can read it and see it just fine. But in the video, and in the close-up photos, it kind of looks like it's blending in, but it looks okay in real life. So the next thing that I am going to go ahead and add are these snowflakes. Again, each of these snowflakes and the letters, I die cut them 3 times in craft cardstock and then put the pattern paper on top for the 4th layer. So these have a lot of fun dimension to them. Sorry for my hair. And now I'm just going to add the snowflakes. So I'm going to kind of evenly space them so that not all the blue ones or not all the pink ones are clumped together. And I'm going to have them kind of start in the top left and kind of fall their way down to the bottom right. So now that I have the snowflakes glued down, next up are these beautiful sequins. So again, I'm going to start at the top left. I'm going to create a splash of sequins in that same diagonal line. And this is going to pull in some more of that color. So if you were kind of wondering at the blue, because of course the 3 colors in the Shimmers collection are not blue. The 3 colors are the silver and the pink and the coffee. There's lots of this dark, beautiful navy blue in the sequin mix. So you can easily take this kit and add some blue from your stash because the blue is in the sequin mix. And then you will also get those beautiful silver glittery snowflakes from Christina at Redefined Creative. She made all those little extra embellishments. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to add a fun splash of sequins down that diagonal area of the page. And that's where this one will be done. As I am filming this, there is probably about 6 or 8 kits in the Spiegelmom Scraps shop. Go get them! They will be restocked, and I will do another video and let you know when they are restocked so that you can grab them if you miss them this time. You can use my affiliate link below, and that will get you a little bit of a discount off of your order, as well as getting you one of these gorgeous, amazing kits and helping to support my channel. I hope that you all have a fabulous weekend. I will be back tomorrow for Share and Create, and I'll talk to you then. Bye.